Keyshawn, and welcome back from whichever island you spent last week on. I don't know.
No, I was at home, man.
You were at home?
Burning up.
Burning up at home?
I could have did that somewhere else.
You could have, actually. And morning to Rachel, who never seems to take a vacation. We appreciate that. And let's get to it. The biggest Summer League news yesterday concerned this player who went 2 for 9 in his debut on Saturday. I'm talking about Bronny James, who did not play in the Lakers' back-to-back game yesterday. The reason given was some swelling in his knee. But reportedly, Bronny is expected to play in Wednesday's Summer League game for the Lakers. So, Keyshawn, what do you make of this development?
Well, they said some swelling, a little bit of pain, so to speak, and that does happen. But you got to think, in this situation with him, this is the first time full kind of NBA activity. Yeah, he's been to camps and he's done some things and drills and stuff like that, but running up and down the floor, and he's probably had some irritation going into the game to begin with that they just probably was like, okay, you can play. And then all of a sudden you get a little bit of information, it tightens up, he can't bend the knee, so they want to let it rest up a little bit, put some ice on it, ultrasound, whatever it is that they need to get him back out on the floor. But he did play a significant amount of time, 20-plus minutes. The one thing that I did like about his first opportunity, I guess you could call it an NBA game, so to speak, is he was aggressive. He wasn't shy. Nothing fell for him. I mean, he was 2 of 9, 0 of 3 from 3, but he showed you that he was going to take the shots. You know, he had a nice steal, a couple assists, couple boards, you know. And so when you look at it, obviously, we all want to know, okay, what are they protecting him from? Are they protecting him from a bad game, or are they protecting him because he actually has some issues going on with his knee? If this was the first pick in the draft overall, then I would be like, oh, God, they're in trouble. But that's not the case. He's got time to develop. I'm not worried about it at all. I think the doctors will take care of whatever the issues are. His father certainly will make sure of that, I'm
hope
sure.
so. Yeah. All right.
Here's the thing to remember about Summer League. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he takes a game off. They said it was for precautionary reasons, and they expect him to play on Wednesday. It doesn't matter that he didn't have a good shooting night in his debut. Summer League does not matter. We have seen players who have had kind of crummy summer leagues go on to have great all-star NBA careers. We've had guys who have had great summer leagues fizzle out in the NBA. Victor Wembanyama got dunked on in his first summer league. He shot 2 of 13. Dalton Neck, the Lakers' other big, a shooter, a guy we expect to be a shooter this year. He went 3 for 12 in his first summer league.
By the way, he's now 6 for 25 in his 2 games, so he's not exactly lighting it up either. Go ahead.
But the thing to remember about summer league is it doesn't matter. So it doesn't matter to me about the knee. It doesn't matter to me about his shooting numbers. The only purpose of Summer League is to get these guys the experience of playing at this level. This was the first time that Bronny played for these coaches. New teammates, new schemes. And also, by the way, he hadn't played since March. So the idea that this kid, the numbers, should be the thing we judge him by, to me, I don't understand that. The only thing we need to judge him on is the stuff that we see that doesn't come up in the box score.
Okay. I'm going to go back and start with the knee. This was pretty surprising to me because if you say there's some swelling, I don't know how much knee issue you had when you were playing.
But I mean, I had some swelling here and there.
Okay. Well,
all the wear and tear.
I've had way too much experience with bad knees. And if you have swelling, you have some issue going on that's not simple or minor or whatever. And I was a little surprised that they said there was some swelling. I'm having to take whatever they said. And then that, but he should be fine by Wednesday. Well, if you got some swelling, I don't think you're going to be fine by Wednesday. It could be an ongoing issue for a little while, depending on what it is or why it is, because I watched every dribble of the game, and there wasn't a play where I was like, he stumbled or got in an awkward spot or a precarious situation or whatever. That didn't happen. He played his, whatever it was, 22 minutes, and he looked like he was moving pretty well. So I don't know what's going on with that, but now we're back to how did he look? And I do agree with you. I liked his attitude because he wasn't bashful about shooting the ball. There were times when he hesitated a little bit, like, should I? And then once he went, he went. And by the second half, he was really getting into the flow of it. And I do think, as we talked about, defensively, he's going to be pretty to very good. That's going to be his trademark, and that's going to be his early way to make it into some serious minutes that will matter for the big league team when he plays for the real Lakers. But this is what's going to happen to the son of LeBron James. I'm watching the internet, and he's getting ridiculed for getting his ankles broken on a play. I think we have it. It's fairly early.
Of course we have it.
Yeah, we got it, I think. They said they were going to find it. 6:30 left in the first quarter, and I'm not sure he got his ankles broken on that. I think he got bumped. And again, that's that Adonis Arms who just took this game over. He got a little bumped and he stumbled. He lost his balance for a second, but got his ankles broken.
He was there. He cut him off, but he used his form to kind of push him off and put him off balance a little bit. But if he would have tried to continue to go to the cup, Bronny was in position.
I thought he was too.
Yeah.
Agreed. So he's up against an Adonis Arms who, again, lit it up the other day. He had 12 of 17 shots. He scored 32 points because he's an older player who's been around. He's bounced all around the G League, and he knows how to play.
What do you say? It's probably his 12th summer playing.
It feels like it is because he got a late start, high school to college, then he bounced around college. But he knows how to play in ways that Bronny doesn't know how to play. And then the other interesting development was that Tommy Kuhse came off the bench for them. And he's another kid who's 26 years old. He's played in the G League. He's played in Germany. He's played in Italy. He knows how to play point guard. And so he ended up coming off the bench getting more minutes than Bronny got. He got 23 and a half to 22. And it was because he was making shots. So he made 6 of 10 shots, made 3 of 6 threes, and scored 15 points. And looked like he was way more developed than Bronny was. Well, the problem is that I hear what you say about the Summer League doesn't matter, but this is the son of LeBron James. So it's going to, unfortunately, matter way too much because we haven't seen much of him. And now I was fascinated. I'm on the edge of my seat because I didn't get to see enough of him at USC. Right. And plus, he had heart surgery that cost him the first month of the season. So I'm like, I don't even care. Like last year, I write completely off. This is where it kind of starts, where I start getting an idea of, oh, okay, he looks like that. He can do that. He can do that.
He looks like he can play basketball.
Yeah.
That's what he looks like. It's not, I mean, people act like, and damn the internet, you know how I feel about trolls anyway.
Yeah,
they act as though he's out there hitting the side of the backboard and he's not hitting the rim and the ball isn't rattling around and coming out. The balls were actually going in but popping back out. He wasn't missing to the point where you're like, well, he shouldn't be on the floor. No. It did not look like that at all whatsoever. So, you know, I think he'll be fine. I just from running up and down the court, and I'm not a LeBron James or James family fanboy or nothing like that, he looked like he's going to be okay. When you put him with the better players, just think about it. When he's on the floor with 4 better players than they have with him on the floor now, imagine what he's going to be able to do. It's just going to look better.
Yeah.
Well, also, I think, frankly, you just illuminated part of why Summer League doesn't matter, these numbers, because as you pointed out, you have guys who played a lot of games under their belt. They're going to do better in these first few games. Guess what? That is not an indicator of how they're going to do in the NBA, and that advantage is going to slip. So these kinds of things aren't indicative to me. What is interesting, though, is, and you just pointed out with the internet attention and everything else, he already got a taste in this one game of some of the extra noise that he is going to face. And I don't even mean online. In the arena, in the fourth quarter, you had fans shouting, "We want Bronny, we want Bronny." He is going to have to deal with sort of the, that happens at the Staples Center. J.J. Redick's going to get questions about it afterward.
He will.
And then LeBron James Jr. is going to have to deal with that. So I just think that he's getting a taste a little bit of what this is going to be like for him. And I think that is an important part of his Summer League development. The rest of it, to me, just doesn't matter.
And they got drafted 2 weeks ago. They haven't even had an opportunity to sit down and really understand the playbook or their teammates. It's a totally different, this is such an incomplete grade, right? It just, for the internet trolls to go at him the way that but we're going to talk about that a little bit later because, in my opinion, it's not just about Bronny. It's about some other stuff.
Well,
it always is, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, just remember, he did sign what I would call a big league deal. He signed a Laker contract, so there's no G League going on here. He's going to go straight from however many of these games he's able to play, and I hope he can play Wednesday nights because he just needs reps against much better competition than he faced briefly at USC. Yeah. And yet he's ticketed for the big leagues. He's going to be on the bench game one with the Lakers, and then we'll start to figure out, can he play 5 minutes or 7 minutes or 15 minutes? Mm-hmm. And a lot of that will be dictated by how he plays in the real preseason games and how he practices with the Lakers once they're assembled. But let's look, you mentioned that his shots he wasn't hitting the side of the backboard. So let's see what it looked like here in order quickly are his 9 shots. He did finally make a driving layup, but here we go. That's his first jump shot. Looked pretty pure, hit the back rim. Okay. Then he took his first 3. He was a little hesitant before he shot that, but it back iron, not bad. Then I thought that was a pretty good stroke, but it was a little short. And then he finally got loose for that, and that made him feel better. And then he really loosened up, and that was way short. And then I thought that was going to be a make, but it was a little short.
All that is, Skip, is adjusting.
Awkwardly. Yep.
He's just going to have to make some adjustment to really understand.
He made that one from the elbow. Then he took that in the fourth
that's an
quarter.
in and out.
In and out. That was an in and out. That was a fourth quarter.
And a lot of the things you're seeing as we look at these highlights are decision-making, right?
Iron.
Do you shoot the 3 then? Do you make a pass? That is textbook of what guys learn in summer league. You've never been in these situations before, so you need to learn the decision-making process.
It's being hesitant. When you move from one level to the next, you don't understand. First of all, this speed in summer league is faster than any high school or college.
Absolutely.
It's faster. Things are happening faster. Mm-hmm. So imagine, and this Sacramento team wasn't even
It was a split squad.
Yeah, it was a split squad.
Yeah,
so imagine when he moves from this to the next level, how much faster it's going to be from the training camp to the preseason. And then from the preseason to the regular games, he has to get adjusted to these things. And I think over time, it'll happen. It's the same way in football. When you come from college and go to the pros, it's like you sitting around on the 405 freeway, and it's not a dead stop. It's just wide open at 2 a.m. in the morning. And that's kind of what it is. It's just, and he's got to get used to it.
Yeah. Okay, so here's what he's going to be up against. And anybody who watched this game will tell you that the player who caught their eye was Maxwell Lewis, who was their second-round pick 1 year ago. He was the 40th overall pick to Bronny's 55th overall pick. Maxwell Lewis is 6'7" out of Pepperdine, and he played 34 games with the Lakers last year, but only averaged 3 minutes a game. And I don't even remember him because it was all garbage time. But he did play for the G League team last year. What do they call the South Bay Lakers? Yep. And he averaged 15, 5 rebounds and 2 assists, shot 36% from 3. He's competition for Bronny in that he looked pretty good. He made 4 or 5 plays where I said, oh, that was pretty explosively athletic. He's kind of somewhere between a wing and a small forward, but he can play. So again, if you're talking about minutes, when we finally start getting to the real games, will Lewis be on the big Lakers squad, or will he be sent back to South Bay? And if he's on the squad, will he start competing with Bronny for a few minutes here or there? Because he's pretty good. Again, it's hard to judge because it's the split squad from Sacramento, but he looked pretty good to me, and because he did play 34 games last year, I think they like him.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean, look, that game experience is huge, right?
It's
and just living the NBA lifestyle and going from place to place and all of the other stuff that you have to learn to deal with when you are a pro for the first time.
Well, he has some great mentors to teach him that.
Well, that's what I mean, is that competing for a spot on the roster, competing for minutes, that is the definition of being a pro player. And I'm sure LeBron James Jr. is looking forward to that. Bronny knows what he has to earn his keep. And that has been one of the most impressive things about him through this entire process. High school, when he had a huge spotlight under him, college, when he had a huge spotlight on him, that he knows that people are going to say, you just got this because of nepotism. You just got this because of your dad. And that he has to earn his keep. And he has been such a hard worker.
He has.
Despite some
and
obstacles.
He will be. Yep.
That I don't think he has a problem with fighting for minutes off the bench with other guys. That's what he's here for.
Okay, so the irony yesterday, when I realized I turn on the game early and I'm like, where's Bronny? And then I read, oh, he's got some swelling in his knee. And I'm thinking of his father. The most amazing thing about LeBron.
Nothing was ever wrong with LeBron.
Nothing. Listen, Keyshawn, how many guys did you play with? Everybody has a knee something, right? So I'm thinking of LeBron. What are we up to now? We'll be 22 years,
22.
Going into 22. So I looked up last night. He's played 68,000, let's say 500 minutes in both regular and playoff games. 68,000.
Crazy.
It's ridiculous to go that long and to play at the level he plays at the death-defying heights that he plays at, because he will attack the basket. How many times does LeBron get hit midair and go down? How many times are your knees at risk? To my knowledge, reported, for what's been reported, maybe you've heard something behind the scenes, but I have never heard a peep about LeBron having any knee issues. He's had ankles, we know that, but knees, he hasn't had any shoulders, he hasn't had any Achilles. I'm not going to wood, I didn't like to talk about it.
A little hamstring.
He's
Had the pulls, yeah. No, I got that. But everybody has knees. They just, if you're going to play over 10 years, something's going to go wrong with your knee. I go back to Howard Cosell used to say, the knee, it's always the knee. Well, it is. It's always the knee. And so father has the greatest pair of knees in the history of professional basketball, and son now has some swelling after his first summer league game, and I'm like, what happened?
That could be an old injury from high school or college, and it could be something floating around in there that they need to figure out what it is.
We can say it, and I know everyone on the show has said it 100 times. Bronny is not LeBron James. He is not going to be LeBron in terms of the points he scores in the NBA. He's not going to be LeBron James. Even in terms of the attention, we obviously live in an era where there's so much more media, even than when LeBron first played. And you know, Bronny is getting all of this attention as LeBron's son. You have to go back and remember the attention that LeBron got when he debuted. I was at his debut game. I was at a couple of his final games in high school. It was bananas.
But he scored 25 points at Sacramento that night.
He did.
25 points.
He did. And
was he still 18, I think, or was he
18, 19?
Yeah.
19, maybe he's 19.
Look, when he played his first summer league game, there were people hiding under cars in the players' parking lot so they could get a glimpse at him. I mean, there are a lot of parked cars. There are a lot of things that are going to go back and forth in terms of comparisons over this first rookie year and, frankly, for his entire NBA career. He is not going to be LeBron James. Health, points, way he plays, any of that kind of stuff. However, he does have LeBron James resources, and whether it's dealing with a wonky knee, despite, LeBron's had aches and pains over the years, for sure, or whether it's dealing with all this attention, he has one of the best resources of all time at home to pick each other's brains, to be able to say, Dad, have you been in this situation?
Absolutely.
That sort of thing. That is another huge advantage he has going into his rookie year. And while there are some disadvantages of being LeBron's son in the NBA and that you're getting fans chanting for you, which is a good thing until it causes problems inside the locker room or on the bench or for JJ. However, to deal with all the extra attention and scrutiny, he's got a lot of advantages too, and I expect him to employ those.
Yeah. I'm with you. I don't care about 2 for 9. I don't really care about any of the numbers going forward through the summer league games, but I do care about what my eyes tell me. I just want to see, you kind of step away from it and you say, yeah, I see this and I see that, where you start to get a grip on what is he? How does he handle himself? He has a lot of his dad's mannerisms.
He really does.
He walks like his dad with the toes pointed out.
Hands on hips.
Hands on hips.
Right,
he did that. Yep, he did. There were a lot of things where I said, man, he looks like his dad. He carries himself LeBron-esque.
Yes.
And to your point, that's all great, but he's 6'1.5", and his dad's 6'9", so now you have to start factoring in, you want him to look like his dad, but he can't play like his dad at all.
It's never going to happen.
So,
What he can do, though, Skip, you said the eyes, right?
yep.
My eyes, and I feel I'm an instant evaluator in every sport. I can look at a dude and tell you, oh,
Yeah,
he
you
can play.
do. No, but
He
that's
can play. I mean, he can play basketball.
okay. All right.
He's not ever going to be his dad, nor does he want to be his dad. You know how many people want to be his dad? He doesn't want to be his dad. He wants to be his own self.
Sure.
There's kids out here all over the world wishing they could be LeBron James. You can't duplicate that. You can't duplicate Michael Jordan. There's certain athletes that's just so far out in the universe, there's nothing you can do. And I know the comparison's gonna always come up because that's his last name, is James. He's not gonna all of a sudden wake up one day and be 6'6". It's just not gonna happen.
No, I
He's
think
gonna be a
that's over.
6'1",
Yeah.
3-and-D type guy
Yep.
that's gonna get quality minutes over time in the NBA, and that's what he's gonna be.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I understand.
At all. People gotta understand, man, there's nothing wrong with that.
But I don't
That's
think
a great career.
Yeah, I don't think the internet trolls are looking for him to be LeBron James. They're looking at, can he play 15 minutes for the Lakers? It's like Laker Nation is saying, can he play 15 minutes?
No
Skip.
number 55 pick is walking in to play 15 minutes as a starter on an NBA team that has 2 top 10 players on it.
I think this one has a chance
matter
to
who
play
it is.
some minutes
But
for this
not
team.
at the beginning.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
was his first
he'll get some minutes, working through as he develops. But I do think, I've gone back and forth over the last week about whether or not he's going to spend significant time in the G League.
I think that's not happening.
I think he's going to play.
He can go up and down.
I think he's going
You
to
think he
play in
will?
the G League because one thing he's got to do, he's got to get minutes. It's just like
Man,
it's
I
just
think
like
they're
playing.
making it clear he's not going to play in the G League.
No, they're not. Just because he signed an NBA contract, he can still go
He can
down.
still go,
No,
but
he
there's
can.
rules. I mean, there's rules about how many times and
Yeah.
for how many games and all of that stuff. But yes, he can go. It's not
Because
like
think
he's
about it
never
this
gonna
way,
go down.
Skip. If the G League, I don't even know the dates and stuff, but if they play it on a Monday and the Lakers play it on a Wednesday and the G League played again on a Thursday, they would bring him up to play with them on that Wednesday, and he can go back down on Thursday and play. They can play that game all day long.
Okay, I hear you, but if I know his father will not want him to play G League
But he's
games.
got to get minutes. He
Okay.
can't sit on the end of the bench and just rock. He's
think-
got to play. He's got to run up and down the floor. And in the NBA, as Rachel knows, they don't practice scrimmaging every single game.
No.
So he's
Less
got
and
to
less.
get some
Yeah.
real time in action.
Yeah,
And
no,
LeBron wants his son to develop.
Sure.
He is an incredibly intelligent,
Yeah.
intelligently
Get it
incredible,
right.
intelligently incredible basketball mind, and he knows that what Bronny needs after playing
gotta get some
2/3 of the
minutes.
season in
Yeah.
college for 1 year needs development. So
I'd
I don't
say.
think LeBron is going to throw a fit if they want to send Bronny to the G League briefly. I don't see that. I think that he wants his son to develop into a long-term NBA player.
Okay. Speaking of LeBron, speaking of those Lakers, the big league team, how did they just fail to sign Clay and DeMar DeRozan? That's next.
What's good, y'all? It's PJ. Comment, share, like, subscribe if you like this video. Now, let's get into it. Now, the reason why I'm making this video and I'm talking about this is because I am tired as a fan, as a Laker fan. I am tired of the sports media trying to push this story, this narrative on us like it's the greatest thing on earth. And this is the only reason why I'm speaking about this, is because I am tired as a basketball fan, as a Laker fan, as a diehard Kobe fan. And I know a lot of other Laker fans is feeling like me. I am tired of this narrative getting pushed on us like it's the greatest thing on earth. Oh, we have never seen a father and a son duo. It's amazing. We want this. No, we don't. We don't care. Us as Laker fans, we just want to win. That's all that matters. We don't care who's in the court. We don't care who plays on as long as they can play. Now, you got a kid. Unfortunately, I'm sorry that he's getting all this backlash, but your daddy is doing this, is pushing this on us. Which means that we have to talk about you because you're the one that's getting pushed on us. Pause. But the reason why I'm talking about this is I'm tired of all these ESPN people trying to push this narrative on us and trying to make us feel like this is the best thing, accept it, that's it. And we are telling y'all, ESPN, all you guys on TV, a lot of y'all don't even play ball. A lot of y'all never even play ball. Y'all don't even know how to run up down the court. And y'all on TV talking about this nonsense. If Kobe was here, Mace is right. This would have not happened. If Kobe was here, LeBron would have not had the audacity to do what he did. That's a fact. That's a fact. And you gotta look at the big picture. It's not just about Bronny, it's about the whole situation. We have a star player who we give all the props that he came to our team, but now the problem that we have is he took over our team. He has his buddy as a coach who never coached nobody, who was a former Clipper. So us as Laker fans, this is a disgrace. He never won anything. Y'all keep calling him a basketball savant, and y'all are being disrespectful when you're calling him like Pat Riley. Like, are you guys crazy? Really, Pat Riley? Y'all are comparing this guy who never won anything to Pat Riley. That's literally insane. And now he has a son who he finessed his way into the NBA and has a Laker. So, us Laker fans, to be honest, a lot of us don't even like LeBron like that. We didn't even like him like that when he came to our team. We just accepted because we knew that he was going to put some point on the board, and our team was bad at that time. But I don't know, I'm going to speak for myself. I was happy even though we was losing because I felt like we had young players who we would develop and give time to play together. But now we don't got time because LeBron is about to leave anyway. He's about to, I keep forgetting, is he 40 already? I don't know, but he old. And now he has a son, and y'all think that his son on our team is gonna do anything for us? No. Alright? And y'all can look it up. The reason why everybody's screaming nepotism and it's unfair is because it's a fact. Go look it up. Look at all the other 55th pick. They never had no guaranteed contract. None of them got a guaranteed contract. And it's barely, and if any of them got a guaranteed contract later on, it was not even close to what Bronny James is getting. Bronny James didn't even play one summer league game. He already has $7.9 million for 4 years, guaranteed. That's why we are saying it's BS. That's the main reason why. So this is not to bash Bronny. This is not to hate on LeBron. This is not to hate on his family. We are proud to have a black family who is black excellence. But we are telling y'all that this whole story, this whole narrative, that it's a great thing that we have JJ Redick and that we have Bronny on our team. It's a freaking circus. Alright, it's Hollywood. It's Hollyweird. That's what it is. And y'all not gonna convince me otherwise, because we are not gonna win, and we are not going anywhere right now. We'd be lucky if we make one playoff game. Like, we'd be lucky if we even make the playoff. That's how bad we are right now. So, that's my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, share, like, subscribe, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out.